What's up, you guys? I am back. And I love being back, man. I love hearing these stories. It reminds me, of what we really get to be a part of, right? And what we get to have, we get to experience. And I don't know. It just a couple times I noticed I was getting choked up, and I was like, it's gonna be good. Pull it back together, Summer. But I get to talk to you about what to expect, because I don't know if you're anything like me, but like I said, like I didn't major in business. I majored in criminology, y'all. Like, do you know what I mean? I was ready to build a community out in the streets, and make sure everybody's following the rules. I'm a rule follower. Any other rule followers on here? I didn't major in business, I had studied kinesiology and all those kind of things, but not sales, man, not sales. And in my mind, sales was ick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's something that kept me stuck for so long when I lived in Washington, and we would go grocery shopping at the commissary. That's, for some reason, the military feels they have to change it to another name. But at the commissary, we go shopping, and I'd be like dodging. I'd see this particular girl, and, bless her heart, man, I love the fact that she was, I look back and I mean, like, she was building something, for her family, and just didn't understand sales, really, you know what I mean? And like, I feel like every time she saw me, I had a dollar sign on my face. Maybe it's because I just drug myself out of bed with a newborn and I didn't have any makeup on, and she was like, look, that girl be needing some makeup on her face. So, I don't know. I maybe had bags under my eyes. She's like, we can fix that up or what? But like, it was like, I don't think she knew my name. She had no idea that she couldn't even see past her own agenda to see that my baby was crying and I was trying to get grocery shopping done. I mean, you ever seen one of those moms at the grocery store, Target or something? You're like, oh, like, I just want to go help her. Like, I've had those kind of days, you know what I mean? That was me back then. And she wanted me to like host a facial party and come to a facial, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? And so it got to the point where like I was dodging, I was trying not to be seen, and that was kind of like what I had in my head, if I'm being honest. That's what I thought it was, and it kind of got this like icky rap in my head, and it kept me from wanting to do it, because the last thing I wanted to be was that mom that here she comes pushing her kids in the stroller at the playground, and like everybody's bailing, you know what I mean? Like, oh, she's going to try to sell me something, P90X, Turbo Fire, Shakeology, whatever it is. I didn't want to be that, and I didn't understand that you didn't have to be that, you know what I mean? That wasn't even how we were supposed to do it. That sales really isn't a bad thing when you believe in it, and when you're really just looking to serve the individual, and you want to listen and see, like, what do I have that can like help them? Like, when you come from that place, right, and that's something that we talk about, it is such an exciting thing to be a part of. And so that's something that we're going to teach you. That's something that you should expect if you're like, man, like, I have no experience in this, and I don't want to be like some things. I don't want to be shooting cold Facebook messages into people's message and all this kind of stuff. Don't worry. Like that, we don't want you to. Like, if you do, we're going to be like, hey, like, let's not do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to help you with, like, how do you do this in a way that truly serves? How do you build a purpose-driven business? We're really going to work on that in the mom cracks, in the dad cracks, or the full-time cracks. And that's what you can expect. So you're going to get an email like, should you decide that like something inside of you, like, I don't know what it is, I don't exactly know what I'm getting into, kind of like me 9 years ago, and you're like, but something inside of me is like, man, I want something different. You're going to get an email as soon as you sign up from Beachbody, that kind of gives you like a piece of paper that you can print out, and it kind of just simplifies it. right? So that's cool. Like you're right off the bat, the company is going to try to help you figure out what your vision is for the business. Because that's the really cool thing is the business can really be whatever you want it to be, right? And you're going to keep hearing us say that. And you have to get outside of the comparison trap of what everybody else is doing. And you have to, and that's something where you can expect from this team is we are giving you permission to whatever you want. You'll hear me say that all the time. What do you want? Like, what excites you? Like, you heard Christy talk about karate, right? She wanted to pay for karate class. My kids don't do karate. You know what I mean? So that's not on my vision. You know what I mean? But I can relate to, having to put vacations on the credit card and wanting that time and those experiences with my family. I can relate to those type of things. And so it can be whatever you want it to be. And I'm going to talk about that in the next video of what your different options are. But you'll have a team page. Right off the bat, you'll get introduced to a team page where you are literally, upon entering, loved for being you. Like there is this we have, like, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Like, come as you are is something we say all the time. And like our job is just to help you find your gifts, what excites you, and celebrate those kind of things, right? So that's what you can expect on the team page, a place to ask questions. You don't have to have all the answers, right? That's something that I can guarantee everybody when I'm talking to them. Like, I'm not an expert in anything except for, I'm not an expert in anything, actually, except for nothing. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm an expert knowing that I'm not an expert. But I am absolutely obsessed with helping people figure out what excites them and becoming the best version of themselves and getting them surrounded. And that's what we do, right? You'll have all these different people from different walks of life. Like, we have dietitians in there that'll answer questions, lots of personal trainers and CrossFit instructors. We have people, Aaron Booker, has lost, 500 pounds, right? 300 pounds with us. And so you have all these we have people that have had eating disorders that have healed and are on that journey. You have all of that knowledge and experience and miles walked to ask questions, right? So that you can serve those people that have been placed in your path that you're helping. So you can expect that. We do have trainings, like little short, 10 to 15 minute trainings that they're just broken up in like the perfect mom and dad crack space. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are unloading the dishes or unloading the groceries and boom, turn on a training. And now you're learning a little bit while you brush your teeth, right? Like, we have created those type of really small trainings to fit into your life, to fit in the cracks, because all in does not mean all day. And that's not what we want it to become. We don't want you to be glued to your phone all day. We don't want you to be answering messages or checking all day. We want you to live your life. That's what this is about. This is about upping your game in life, right? And so we've created those. We have a team call every single week for you to plug into that. You'll hear different people, different leaders, different stories, different angles, and things that have worked for different people. Right, we have a recipe, but some people follow the recipe like dancing while they do it, and some are like me, like real methodical. Like, the only thing, you take this recipe that all of us are following, and you'll see in the training, and you add your own spice to it, and man, it makes for the most awesome aroma, and that's what we want. So you'll have these team calls to learn from people, and you'll also have mastermind options. Like, if you're just like, man, I just want to up my game a little bit more, right? And that, I didn't right away. It took me some time, and I was like, wait a second. Like, this is fun. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, I'm getting this, and then I'm like, okay, let's up my game. Let me learn a little bit more. And so you have those options if or when you kind of, that flame becomes like a wildfire. And then you have groups that we run together. So you're not, you can expect not to be alone, is what I'm saying. You can expect to be surrounded, and to those people that you are inviting in along the way, or however you decide to build the business, that you will have a place for them, that it's not just like, okay, now how do I do this? We will show you, like, hands-on. Like, you will be hands-on with us in a group and not just left to figure it out yourself. So that's what's to expect. So how do you fit this all in, right? How do you do it? Like, and really, we teach, like, because this is a side hustle, right? Like when I started to build the business, like Chad was deployed and I had a 10-month-old and I had a 4-year-old, and I was the one that did the grocery shopping and the Valentine's Day parties and, you know, the bedtime routine and the morning routine and the lunches and the dinner. Like that was all on me. So I understand thinking like, where does this fit? And that's what we are going to, in the training, we're going to show you how to fit it in. And we really actually run trainings on controlling your calendar. So you get to decide where it fits in, right? You get to decide at what intensity you do it even. And I'm going to discuss that in the next one when it comes to your options. But that's what I want you to know, that like when you think like, what should I expect? Expect to be loved. I don't know if that sounds cheesy, but that's the honest truth. Expect to be invited to come as you are. You know, not to be expected to be perfect, but to be willing to step in and focus on making progress, right? Expect a whole lot of positivity and a whole lot of love and a whole lot of help and a whole lot of like just community. That's what you can expect. And we're going to walk you through. We have a checklist for you if you should decide it's right, and it'll just take you right through it, and you can do it. You could do it in one day if you wanted to, like, or if you could do it in a month. It's completely up to you, and that is what you can expect. And I'll be back in a second to talk to you about your options.